Hello everybody, I hope you're doing good. I thought of showing you just a second. How to make a dinosaur bone, fossilized dinosaur bone. In case you weren't aware, it is used fairly commonly in jewelry in general. So hi Sharon, hi Lianka, hi Rebecca, hi Karen, hi Carlene. Yeah, and also one thing that I need to make you aware of, if you noticed, last live was not very long, and I mean it wasn't an hour long, and I don't think I'm gonna have this one an hour long either, at least until the weather cools down, because every morning it gets so hot during the day I can do nothing outside. A lot of stuff I cannot do in the house because I try to avoid overstressing my power system in the house. You know very well what I'm talking about. And so I try to do everything early in the morning, and whatever garden work is to be done also early in the morning, but it's still hard. Just to give you an example, this morning the low was 81 and it became the lowest for about, I don't know, half an hour at 7 a.m. After that it just goes boom and it raises, and we have some horrible forecasts. They were saying today 104, but now they are saying we might reach 107 or 8 more than we had yesterday, and it's definitely more humid. So yeah, it's supposed to be in the hundreds for the next week, so it's horrible. It's not a lot of stuff that one can do. All right, as I was going to show you a few just to get an example in case you weren't aware of them. This is how fossil dinosaur bone looks like, generally speaking. They are quite beautiful, and it's all those tubules, and some of them can be made with translucent, while some of them can be made without translucent. But there's also of course, an opalized version. I'm not going to go into that. Oops, why did I put 2Ds here? But there's also an agatized one. One thing that you need to keep in mind, see, they're absolutely gorgeous. One thing that you need to keep in mind is that let's see, look at this. A lot of times the natural stone, the natural dinosaur bone itself, and I know that I think I've seen this. It was on Etsy, I think. No, it was this one because it's already. But they are not perfectly polished, and that is, I mean, they don't have a perfectly even polish, but that is because of the ways those bone inside of the bone tubules, and they are gorgeous. They all are gorgeous, but you can see it's almost like a ostrich leather purse, crocodile leather purse, where you have the spaces between the bone tubules. It's going to be kind of lower, like a lowering, like a texture on it. So first and foremost, let me post again in the chat how to make the texture sheets for gemstone imitation, and it is one of my older tutorials. This is the link for it, and I have shown there how to make, actually let's go on this, how to make the textures for various types of stones, the scene matrix, and then the cracked matrix, and then I showed how they can be used in various. So as you can see, you can do, this is the plain Mokume gane thing, but depending on the stone, it's depending from stone to stone how to do them. And for the dinosaur bone, we are going to have a little bit of a combination, and you don't have to again stick to it absolutely totally, like 2 grams of this color and 1 gram of this color. No, I'm going to show you how to still go for something that is awesome. So first of all, you will need, if you have a flesh color or a ecru or a beige. If you don't, you can make one using white and a touch of brown and a touch of yellow, and maybe even a pinch of black. But I'm going to just use, I have this flesh. I still I need to reorganize all my clay and push forward the older one so I can go to use it. So I'm going to just grab some of this, and this is the living doll, the Premo Sculpey living doll. So I have just to give you an idea of the quantities, right? This is what I'm going to use for the matrix itself, not for the tubules inside the bone. So I'm going to make it in a bead, and the bead is about, why is my light so dark? There we go. And the bead is about 3/4 of an inch. And in this, I'm going to add a little bit of burnt umber, not a lot, like this is my stuff away and I forget where I put it. So this is about 1/4 of an inch. So we have 3/4 of an inch diameter and 1/4 of an inch diameter, and I'm going to mix it. And then we shall do what the base has to be for this specific type of Mokume gane. I'm going to mix it faster. I mean, I know you can do the whole pasta machine thing, but number one, power. That's okay, Elaine. I know you have poor Wi-Fi where you are right now. I hope you're getting many customers. I presume it's hot as heck there too. And by the way, I've been watching what's going on in British Columbia. It's so horrendous. It's all those fires. And I understand that it's starting in Washington, in the state of Washington too. like the whole planet is on fire. But I think I told you something that's absolutely unbelievable. I was noting one of my former co-workers at the State Emergency Management. He's now emergency manager for Oklahoma County, I think. Anyway, he posted a couple weeks ago that even if it's supposed to be winter in the southern hemisphere, the south of South America, so the part that's some places in the half south of the continent of the South America, so something that is close to the pole, so it should be, so it's winter in the southern hemisphere. They were showing highs of 102 Fahrenheit. So that's not right. That is not right at all. Okay, now I can go to the machine with it a couple times. I don't want to be super duper perfectly mixed. And because of that, I'm going to get it like this, and like this, just to try to get it a bit more, with a little bit of personality. Personality is everything. All right, now let's prepare the background. Yeah, I'm trying, Elaine, I'm trying to do the slow-mo that kind of allows a delay between. That's why I'm telling you sometimes that it takes a while for me to see what you type and for you to actually see what I'm doing here, because there is this delay that I made for people who might have internet issues. So just to be, not to forget to tell you, so what I'm doing here, I'm taking the chili red, the burnt umber, a pinch of alizarin crimson, if you don't have all that, just make several different hues of brown and beige, and you can add, you know, mix a little bit of brown with red, just like 1/4 of a part. Remember, measuring with this, 1/4 of this would be brown and 1 full would be red, to make some reddish browns and things. So now I'm going to do a patched thing. So I'm going to first get with them through the pasta machine on a thin setting. I want it to be on the thinnest setting. And I'm going to use the leftovers from this. Actually, I'll get this on again on a thin setting, but this time I'm gonna go like this, and I will have to thin it out some more. So this will be my base practically. And the sorta. All right. So I'm going to start patching. But remember, this has to be, oops, this has to be on a thin setting on the machine, right? So just patch with little pieces. Because what this is going to do is going to give a lot of different colors in different spots. Of course you can do it with just one color, and I'm going to make a different one just for, don't use a lot of yellow, just a few spots here and there, a few pinches. There's a way to do this using translucent as well, but we'll get to that in a different tutorial. So just build a few thicknesses of this, and you can use more colors, more hues of brown and dark red and burgundy, and you can use some beiges as well. The idea is that you want to be fairly filled. Pretty well filled. And remember, just a few touches of yellow, not a lot. And when you fill it, you need to fill around and make sure that you are kinda even all over the place. So this will make layers and layers and layers of patch. Okay, let's say that we are done. So first I'm going to, what did I do with my, there it is. I'm going to burnish it a little bit. I mean, make it more flattish. As flattish as possible. And then I'm going to add the beige-ish. If you have ecru, just use ecru. If you have beige, just use beige. Or, as I said, you make, I broke it, but it's fine. You can make various shades and hues of beige. So, once again, and then I'm going to go with it through the pasta machine, first on the thickest, and then until I see that there is a resistance and it actually comes out properly. So it needed the second setting on the makings, and I'm going to put this first because I don't want it to to crack, as nowadays I press very hard because I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it. I keep losing stuff. There it goes. And I think I put it backwards, didn't I? I did. No, I didn't. It's okay. Very careful so we don't break it. I did do it just fine. Okay, and now I'm going to start shaving. See, this is not on this side, it's not very good. There you go. If you want to sit on the floor, then sit on the floor. I admonished my wax paper roll. Alright, so my eyes. Making sure that it is well, and also making sure that I do use the sharp side of the blade. So as you can see, it's not difficult at all, and it's also not difficult to make this. You can use your ball stylus, you can use the end of paint brushes, the end of the handle of the paintbrush. You can use all kinds of stuff. And here you can go deeper or not. It's if you want to go through several layers, you can go through several layers. The important part is that your little patches have to be thin, remember, and you can make them even smaller. This is one of the ways, and I'll show you another way here in a second. So this would be one. The second one is, imagine that I didn't shave anything here. Okay, so let's imagine that. And what I'm going to do is to fold it and then cut and fold. So you need to do that 4 times. I mean, one fold to be in 4 layers, 2 times folding and stacking to 4 layers. And then this is what you do with. I mean, it's entirely up to you how you decide to do it. And again, we go through the pasta machine on the setting that it will actually thin this out a little. This was enough, good enough. All right, so yeah, and I did have today, I had to take like 3 breaks when watering the front yard. With the backyard, I just trapped the sprinkler head of the hose, and I let it run for a while. Alright, so this is the second way, and it's going to be with a little bit more depth than the first one, but it's entirely up to you. One thing that I do advise you, and I didn't do that, I mean, look at my hands, look how my hands look for all the garden work. I don't know if you can see all the peeling and stuff, and I've been working with clay as well. I'm trying to have stuff done when the weather cools off enough that I can do a destash, but also I can only bake clay very early in the morning. Again, don't want to do very hot in the house, and I don't want to put too much strain on the power thing, because the prices of the electricity went up. So, as I said, when you do the patching thing, you want to make the little pieces much smaller than what I did. Okay, I didn't make them small enough. They still need to be try to avoid them being one on top of the other, the same color, and kind of be even. And then, of course, very important will be to burnish it properly, because you don't want stuff to stick out too much. Even if you want to go very realistic, you will leave some stuff a little bit sticking out, but not a lot, right? And some of it you can take it off with the sanding. Okay, time to burnish. I keep toppling this alcohol bottle. There we go. Burnish, 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 burnish. And I'm going to have a surprise for you. Trish is supposed to send me something so I can do a demo with it, but again, it's the whole heat. And then, remember I told you last Sunday that she had COVID, so she's still recovering, and she's telling me now I perfectly understand. I'm finally understanding what you're saying, your health condition, and when you're saying that you're tired, you're fatigued. And I replied to her, you know, I mean, it's kind of like, I hope you don't have to get used to it, but the truth is, you never get used to it. Maybe if we were born fatigued and tired, not know anything else, but when you know, okay, so let me make a little cabochon. I'm going to use the leftovers, and let's get This is a Cernit mold that you can find on PolyClay. Hi Karen, and please do not forget to use my affiliate link for that. Let me see if I have more. I want to make a little bit bigger one. And of course you can bake the cabochon first and then place the veneer of the stone. But if you want to give it in one go, so I'm going to make a bead, and remember, don't allow any folding. I mean, folding lines can be, but not folding cracks. And then I'm going to ovalize it a little bit. And theoretically, it has to be almost filling the mold. And it is. So as you can see, I'm placing my, I know it doesn't leave a lot to do more stuff, but there's that. I have no idea where's my X-Acto knife. Absolutely no idea. So I'm just gonna do this. And now I'm going to place it in the, actually, just a pinch of armor. Place it in here. And before I get asked again the same question, these cosmetic sponges, you can find them in my Amazon influencer store in the tools thing. And you get I think they're like 4 or 5 in a package, and they weren't very expensive. You want to be very over. Yeah, it went all the way over. So just cut the extra. Should have been a little bit smaller, but that's fine. You can always cut off then add. Easier than add more. You want it to be very nice and quite shiny, so you don't have to work a lot on. There we go. And you can make this matrix. I only had this one made for now because I have no idea where's my bake and bend. But if you want to work on a fossilized dinosaur bone, I would go with making a matrix with very small holes, kind of like, let me refocus here. Where's my focus? Where's my focus? Where did my focus go? I don't know what I've clicked on. So more like these. So with a smaller part of the ball stylus, with smaller ball styluses, if you want to do it really, really looking properly dinosaur bone-ish. But and if you want to do it even more agatized, what you need to do is to M&M peanut. I don't know how that would be. If you want to do it even more agatized, you simply, it's hard to show you right now because I would have to bake, and as I told you, I'm trying to bake as little as possible and in a big batch. Some of these colors either make some interspersed translucent in between, or get a little bit of yellowish translucent in those patches, a little bit of brownish translucent, you know. So some of these areas will be more transparent, and you'll get more the idea of the agate. And also, if you want it to have a touch of opalized, a few things you can do. Make super duper thin little pieces of pearlized, and also some of the color shift. From time to time, as you add those things, put a little bit of color shift acrylic just in patches like this. Actually, we might do that together just to see how that works. You need to message me, Carlene, about the M&M, or send me the link or something, because I don't know how you can use an M&M peanut for texture. I used peanuts in the shell. I mean, the shell of the peanut I used for texture, and it's a very interesting texture. And the same is pecan or a walnut, more likely, because walnuts are a little bit, those cracks are more defined and deeper. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can use, and including my obsession with driftwood. I have a stack of branches from yesteryears fallen from the tree with various storms that I've just left there to get more worked by weather, you know. And I got some really neat stuff done with them over the years. Let me actually try and let me show you one of the things and get into my albums to show you. I did the feather sticks that the Native Americans used to for incense. Let me find it, just a minute. I think it's here, I think. Yes, it is. So this is made with one of those pieces of driftwood and polymer clay, and on top I made holes and I attached it's owl faces, and I attached feathers, and it came out very tribal-ish. And after that I made a few. This is it finished. I made a few more because and I added a snake. And I was vending at metaphysical fair, and people loved that. So it wasn't even very, very elaborate. It was just on the spur of the moment. And as I said, I made some more after that with various pieces of wood. Hi, Mona. Well, you can watch the reply. I'll check for that, Carlene. So I'll see you all next Sunday. Hopefully, it's supposed to have, let me see. Well, the 10-day, because the regular one that only goes to Friday, I think, to Saturday. So next Sunday we are supposed to have only 92 degrees, so it's going to be nice. So yeah, I will see you all next Sunday, and until then, stay safe. If you are in any wildfire area, be careful that you stay safe and evacuate if you need, and be safe, be happy, be healthy, take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for being here with me. I love you all. Goodbye.